it's Robin over at Trinity Design Studio. Welcome back to the studio. I'm really excited today to bring you a video on how to make this really cute flower right here using the Mosaic Madness stamp set that happens to be on sale this week with our weekly deals. I made this flower originally about a year or so ago, and I haven't done it since, and I thought, well, it's so cute, I need to bring it back. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you how to make the petals for the flower and put it all together to make this cute card. So let's see. We need to start with some Whisper White cardstock, and you can see I've already gotten started stamping and punching my petals, just trying to get a head start. You need 16 petals for this card, 16 petals total, and then you need a greeting if you're going to do the same greeting as I did. So I'm just taking my Calypso Coral ink pad, and I have the striped little mosaic piece. It's in the Mosaic stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp that, and that's number 16 actually. I've been stamping and punching before I turn the video on just for a little saving time's sake. So I take the Mosaic Punch, and I'm just going to line that up in the window and punch those two pieces out. And then I have one more where I pre-stamped the hello, which is my greeting, and that's from the stamp set called A Dozen Thoughts. And I just stamp and punch that. And then I'm also going to need a circle that's 1 3/4 inches with my circle punch. And I'm going to need another circle with my 1 3/8 inch circle punch, just like that. And I've also pre-punched something else for you with the 1 1/4 inch little scallop punch. I punched a piece of Designer Series paper for you. And I've already sponged this with Calypso Coral ink as well. Took a sponge and I dipped it in my ink pad and just sponged that all around for you. So that's how we get the flower center. So let me show you how we're going to put this flower together. And the first thing you need to do is quit fussing with those actually, and find my bone folder. You need your bone folder because you're going to have to curl all these little petals. There's 16 petals total, and thank goodness, I know I've pre-scored most of them for you. And there's one. You're just going to hold it on one end, and like you're curling ribbon, okay? Just like you're curling ribbon at Christmas time. And just curl, just like that, and get all those little petals curled. Now, what you're going to do next, you need your little piece of designer paper that you have sponged the edges on, and some snail. And you're going to make an X on the back of this designer paper, just like that. And yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so taking your petals, you want to take the end that you were holding on to, kind of your flat end, because the other one's all curled down. I don't know if you can see that. That's got a nice little curl to it right there. This is your flat end. The flat end is what you're going to stick to the back side of your designer paper. And you're going to line this up with one. You can't really see where I put the X, but it goes this way, just like that. X or cross, however you want to say it. So right there's where my sticky is. So I want to line this up to where it is. I can't get that just right. I've got 3 of these little 1, 2, 3 scallops, and it's like right on top of the other 2 scallops on this side. It just kind of helps you keep it straight. Now keep in mind, if you are very particular, I guess, if you're one of those kind of stampers, you are not going to get this flower to be perfect. It's just not possible. But the beautiful thing about that is that no flower in nature is the same as another, because God makes them all differently. I think that's pretty cool, actually. So as you can see, I'm just going around and I'm putting some of these petals in line here. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up the edges so they meet right here. You see that? Where they all meet. And that's how that's done. Now what I'm going to do is flip that over, and I need to find my dimensionals. Here we go. I need a couple dimensionals, and this is going to be the layer. And I'm using 4 dimensionals, just like that, 4 dimensionals right there, okay? And then I want to take my small circle, which is the 1 3/8 inch white circle that I punched out, and you guessed it, I'm going to put an X of snail right on there. And I'm going to take 4 more of these little petals and find in my X. And these aren't going to touch on the edges, okay? They are not going to touch. I'm going to go opposite. What in the world? Here we go. So there's that. And here's my flat side on this one. And flat side on this one. Okay. And I know you're probably wondering, what in the world is she doing? I'm going to peel off these dimensional backings. You know, you've never seen that done before, have you? And I can't stand the little stuff on my table, so I'm going to throw that away in my trash can. And I'm just going to turn, so you can see I have 4 petals there and 4 petals here. I'm just going to turn that like that, and I'm stacking my flower. So it's already starting to shape up a little bit. There we go. And then I need, what do you think, 4 more dimensionals. And I'm just going to put those on the back side of this, like that, and set that aside. And then I have my 1 3/4 inch circle. So next thing I'm going to do is, put another X on the back side of this. And I'm actually going to give this a little more snail than the other ones, just because we're going to be putting a few more petals on this one. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I have all my snail, sort of, on the back there. Is that even going on there? Making sure it's there. Okay, good enough. I think I have enough adhesive there. Maybe not. Let me see. Here we go. Well, that one just ran out. That's kind of worthless to me at the moment. Okay, we're going to just keep plugging along here. And here we go with that petal and with that petal right there. And I've got a couple more right there. And I have 4 more right there. About like that. And I'm just going to go in, I'm filling in, okay? Just filling in those petals. Can you see it shaping up? Like that. And that is how you make the bottom layer of this flower. Oops, don't stick it to your grid paper, that's not good. And I'm going to peel off these dimensionals like that. And that's just going to go right down over top like that. It's so pretty. You don't want to stick that down to the paper. Too bad there. Okay, so there's my back side of my flower, and I want to go ahead and put my centerpiece on, which is one of the little vintage buttons and some linen thread, and I've already got one tied together for you in a bow and a dimensional on the back of that, and that's just going to go right in the center of my flower, about like that. There we go. And wait a minute, oh, I lost a petal, what do you know? And it goes right there. Good news is I need 4 more dimensionals, and they're just going to go right here on the back, and this is going to stick the flower to your card front. Okay, there we go. And there, and oh, I hate these messy dimensionals all over the place. They stick to your shoe, and if you sit on the chair, they stick to your butt. They just kind of stick everywhere. If you have a pet, they end up on your dog's nose. Yes, my dog Buster has had a few on his nose from time to time. Now, to make the background of this card, I used a stamp set called Flowering Flourishes, and it is that stamp set right there. And I used the small flourish, and what I did, I stamped in Pear Pizzazz on a piece of Whisper White cardstock, just like that, so kind of in the corner there. Now, what's right here is going to be hidden by the flower, so if you overlap, that's actually a good thing. And you're just going to line that up about like that, okay? So that's how you get the vine on there, so eventually it's going to be covered up in the center where it's all mixing. But the next thing you want to do is take the Mosaic Madness embossing folder, Mosaic embossing folder, which is also on sale this week. And you're going to put this in the folder upside down. And the right side up, it's got the printing on top. The upside down is the bottom. And you want to put that in there upside down and run it through. The reason being, when that comes out, it's going to give you the raised, I don't know if you can see that, the raised outline of the mosaic, which kind of looks like a trellis to me. That's why I went with this embossing folder. And it looks like the vine is on the trellis, which I thought that was kind of cool. So just have that, and we're going to take our pretty flower that I've already got dimensionaled up here and just push that down. And I've taken my hello greeting and added a couple little pearls to it, and one of them has decided to go wonky on me. There, make you stay in place. And that's got a dimensional on the back. And I'm just going to put that in place somewhere. I don't know, how about right there? What do you think? Peeking out? You like that? Okay, there you go. There is your Mosaic Madness flower made out of the Mosaic Madness stamp set and the Mosaic Punch. And thanks for tuning in. I'm really glad you stopped by the studio today. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.
I'm famous in my Father's eyes.